Hi, welcome to another edition of Business Bites. My name is David Tighe, the Managing Director of Bauer Media here in Northern Ireland. And each week we delve into the world of business for a really interesting and insightful story. This week, my guest is Declan Holmes. Now, Declan is a director of the Nightcap event group. Declan, welcome to Business Bites.
Hi, David. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you. And I can see in the background there that the Nightcap event group does have an involvement with bartending. And I think it's on that basis that I'm very interested to find out what you're all about. So let's just wind the clock back right back to the beginning, because I know that this year is a significant milestone for your company. So just tell us, how did you get going? What was the background to arriving into this business for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So this year, September, marks our 10th birthday as such in business. So back in 2013, myself and my business partner were bartenders, and we worked in a few different cocktail bars around the city. And we'd have been asked quite regularly by customers, could you come to the house and make some drinks at home? We love the experience here so much. Could you do that for us for a special occasion, a birthday, a wedding, whatever it might have been? So as someone who likes to do things right, I thought, well, do you know what? We're going to put a brand to this. We got our logo done, a couple of aprons, and our bartending utensils, and that was kind of us set on our tracks, just doing small scale parties in people's homes. And thankfully, over the years now, that has evolved quite a bit. So in the 10 years now, we have there's a few different elements to our business. It's not just the private parties now. We have grown to do large scale corporate events. We do large scale weddings. We've some fantastic clients, some of the most influential people in Northern Ireland, some world renowned companies as well, which is fantastic. We also now have a hospitality staffing agency as part of our umbrella. Could maybe talk about this down the line, but post COVID, that has been a big problem for the hospitality industry, staffing. And it was actually something we had started in 2018 before the lockdowns and things, where we now have 300 casual staff. And it's brilliant for them because the roles are flexible. They can choose their own hours.
Right.
Something that we think in this day and age is very popular with people, and we don't want people to work the way we had to. And it was the structured rotas. You had to work every weekend. So if we can provide a work-life balance for people within hospitality, that's very important to us. And it also provides a lot of hospitality venues, particularly event spaces that maybe don't open every week, a chance to bolster their staff in numbers and provide a good service for their clients. So that's kind of how the business has grown in 10 years.
Okay, so if I call you guys up, bartending is very much obviously in there, but what other sort of services? You mentioned you do weddings. Like, are you just doing the bar there, or are you doing other things apart from that?
Yeah, so I would describe us as a drinks-led events company. So we primarily focus on the bar side of things. So anything you see in a bar, we can bring to you, from the physical bar structures, fridges, glasses, ice, garnishes, ingredients, and then staff obviously as well. So we manage that side of things. We have grown within the company to have event managers within the business that can manage an event from start to finish, bring in suppliers that we work with regularly, whether that's food, room decorators, musicians. So we have got those connections now, but we tend to focus on the drinks led side of things, and let everybody else focus on the stuff that they're good at as well.
Very good, very good. So over the years, obviously you mentioned 10th anniversary. I think you said, is it this month or next month?
It's this month. I know I don't look old enough to have had a business for 10 years, but this is what it does to you.
Well, so 10 years, looking back then after the start, you were flying away there, and then sort of the COVID period hit. So that must have been, I mean, nothing was open and there weren't any events, if my memory serves me correct. So how did you operate a bartending and events business?
No, it was awful. It was I remember being away. It was the start of March for my birthday in Amsterdam with my wife, and we were coming home. And when I landed, we had got a few calls saying at some events, St. Patrick's Day was coming up, and these St. Patrick's Day events were cancelled, which would have usually been quite big for us. and that was the start of it. Then it was a domino effect of everything being cancelled. And at that stage, I was full time in the business. My business partner, he was the complex director of a hospitality venue in Northern Ireland. So he had that role to contend with as well, which was equally difficult. But everything just shut down. Thankfully, I was able to furlough myself and some of the staff. He was able to be furloughed from the company he was working for. But it was a very tough time. We just kind of had to batten down the hatches. I think at that stage, we were fortunate that our overheads weren't massive and we were sort of able to, as I said, kind of just ride the storm a wee bit. When things sort of opened up, we did seek different avenues. We teamed up with a few catering companies and did at-home packages. We did some cocktails, they did some food, pizza kits, different things for corporate clients of ours to try and get a bit of revenue. But it was very tough. It was tough for everybody, but hospitality was particularly hit hard. Um, on the flip side of that, as things did begin to open again, we were in this position that we provided a mobile bar service a lot of the time that would have been outdoors. So it was actually quite beneficial for us. We when it opened, things were quite good for us.
Yeah.
People wanted to have parties, have their weddings and things, but it was all outdoors. Can you provide this stuff, which we could do, thankfully. Whereas I think for fixed premises, it was a bit more difficult, a lot more rules and regulations.
Yeah.
But look, like a lot of things, it was a big learning curve. And
So
thankfully,
when you look back, Declan, then on the 10 years, obviously it's a milestone. So what are some of the things that stand out as highlights, and what are some of the things that you've learned as a sort of an entrepreneur?
I think probably one of the big things might sound a bit silly, but actually just getting started. I think sometimes you can I can be an overthinker. I think a lot of people are waiting for the right moment to do something, and the truth is there's never a right moment. You just kind of need to action it and learn. Nothing's a failure as such. It's all a learning. And so I'm glad those 10 years ago we got started, because people come to us now and be like, God, lads, you're doing so well. We see you everywhere. We saw you doing this event. That's amazing. But it's not an overnight thing, as many businesses are. It's been 10 years in the making, and for a long period of that time, we had other jobs on the go. There's obviously COVID in the mix there as well, so it hasn't been an easy journey. But getting started was a big one. Riding out the COVID storm was another one, and just continually showing up and being there after. And then post that, since May 2021, reopening again. It's been really good. We've posted 2 record years of revenue, 1 record year profits. We now have new premises, warehouse, office space, 3 full-time staff, over 300 casual staff. So it's sometimes I find it very difficult to kind of look back and appreciate maybe where we are, but sometimes it's like, what, we've done okay here. There's still lots to do, but we've done okay, and to be able to provide a livelihood for these staff is something that definitely makes me proud. And hopefully, if you spoke to them, they would enjoy the community that we've built at Nightcap.
So for those that might not know where they bumped into your teams, because I imagine that you are very much, whilst you're providing a very front of house service, you are, as a company, in the background at other people's events primarily.
Yeah.
Where would we have seen your teams in action?
Well, obviously, most people, a lot of the work is weddings, and that will be a lot of, say, like marquee weddings at family homes or in fields or anywhere. So I suppose unless you've booked us, you might know that it was us there doing the service. Corporate events, lots of office work and team get-togethers, awards dues. What else? We also run the bar at Belfast Castle and Lisburn Civic Centre for the respective councils. So
Right.
if you have an event there, it'll be us doing the bar. A lot of our staff are also in Titanic Belfast, Hastings hotels, a few golf clubs and things. So they are all over. You might see our van and truck out and about as well.
Very good. And as you look to the next 10 years,
Yes.
Where do you see your business heading in the next 10 years? Because obviously hospitality has had its challenges and staffing has been difficult. So
Yeah.
where do you think you're going?
I think for us, we just want to keep the head down and keep trucking on. I think the staffing side of things, there's no sign of a real solution there anytime soon. So we want to keep growing our staffing numbers and supporting the venues out there that we can, and keeping their services open. For us internally as a business, we now have a dedicated member of the staff that is working on in-house productions, and that's going to be a variety of ticketed events from theater style to festivals. It's all stuff in the pipeline that'll hopefully be coming out in the near future. So there's some exciting things, but who knows, maybe a venue down the line as well. We've always dabbled with it, but we'll see. But we're happy with the way things are going, so we just want to keep trucking on.
Well, Declan, look, we're out of time, but it's been absolutely fascinating delving into the first 10 years of the Nightcap event group. And many congratulations to you and the team for getting this far, because it's not easy. And best of luck to you and the gang for the next 10 years into the future. And I will be paying a close attention that next time I'm at an event to who is providing me with my pint. And they're providing a great service for people to have a good time. So thank you for being our guest this week.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, David. Cheers.